The divine mercy is an ocean of love and forgiveness. He invites us to be merciful and forgiving, for mercy is forgiveness. On Wednesday, 13th May 1981, in St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, Muhammad Ali Akka attempted to assassinate Pope John Paul II. The Pope was shot and wounded while he was entering the square. The Pope was struck 4 times and suffered severe blood loss. Akka was apprehended immediately and later sentenced to life in prison by an Italian court. The Pope later forgave Akka for the assassination attempt. The Pope later met him in the prison and spoke to him. They sat facing one another, up close and personal. They spoke quietly so as to keep others from hearing the conversation. The Pope held the hand that had held the gun, whose bullet tore into his body. This was a living icon of mercy. He embraced his enemy and pardoned him. At the end of their 20 minutes meeting, Ali Akka raised the Pope's hand to his forehead as a sign of respect. John Paul shook Ali Akka's hand tenderly. When the Pope left the cell, he said, "What we talked about must remain a secret between us. I spoke to him as a brother whom I have pardoned and who has my complete trust." Akka was later pardoned by Italian President at the Pope's request and was deported to Turkey in June 2000. Mercy is forgiveness. Jesus, through Saint Faustina, invites us today to experience this mercy and share His forgiveness. One way the Church celebrates God's mercy is through the sacrament of reconciliation. In the Gospel according to St. John, chapter 20, verse 23, we read, "If you forgive the sins of any, they are forgiven them. If you retain the sins of any, they are retained," Jesus told His disciples. So we see that all of us are to be reconcilers and mediators. We are called to become channels of the risen Lord's peace and forgiveness to one another. Finding time for adoration of the Blessed Sacrament is another good way to receive divine mercy. Jesus said to Thomas, "Have you come to believe because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and have believed." Jesus, in His infinite mercy, is always with us. The Gospel command, "Be merciful just as your Father is merciful," requires that we show mercy to our fellow human beings always and everywhere. In the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 4, verse 3, we read, "The community of believers was one heart and mind, and no one claimed that any of his possessions was his own." Here we have the early church which grew every day because of the acts of mercy. They expressed their love and mercy by sharing what they had. They shared it with everyone in need. Some of them even sold their property so that the poor might be helped and supported. We radiate God's mercy to others by our corporal and spiritual works of mercy, by our kind and supportive words, and by our prayers for all our brothers and sisters. Like St. Thomas the Apostle, let us also proclaim, "My Lord and my God, Jesus, King of mercy, we trust in you."